How is everybody doing this blessed Wednesday, December the 14th? Yes, December the 14th. Here in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, it's a flood occurring. It's very rainy today. Still beautiful day though. We could use the rain. Apparently Mother Nature is telling us we need rain, so we're getting rain. So today we are going to be talking about amethyst. It's a very popular stone. Not quite as popular as the quartz crystal, which was the last video I did yesterday, but still a very popular stone. It is a variation of the quartz crystal, which is the video I did yesterday. Also, you should go back 2 days ago. I did an overview of crystals, the general benefits, why they're important, that kind of video. Then yesterday I did our first video on a specific stone in quartz. Today, it's amethyst. Why else wouldn't you start with amethyst? So, I first want to start by saying that amethyst has a really cool story behind it. First of all, let me say this. Amethysts come from a variation of colors, from a dark purple, which I know this is hard to pick up, but hopefully you can kind of see it there. A dark purple, all the way up to a lavender color, which I couldn't find a good example of that, but this is pretty close. Closer to that kind of greenish tint almost. Both of these are amethyst. Dark purple to this light color. They're both amethyst, which is pretty cool that you have that big of a variation on one stone. So, I'm going to be doing a little bit of reading out of a book, and I encourage you to pick this up if you're interested in crystals. It is the Crystal Bible. It's a 3-series book. This is part 1. There's a part 2 and a part 3. But this has a very good general overview of every single crystal that you'll come across. So let me give you a quick little benefits talk real quick, and then I'm going to jump into the really cool story about amethyst. So amethyst is an extremely powerful and protective stone with a high spiritual vibration. It guards against psychic attack, transmitting the energy into love. A natural tranquilizer, amethyst blocks geopathic stress and negative environment energies. Its serenity enhances higher states of consciousness and meditation. Amethyst has strong healing and cleansing powers. If you remember, I talked about the quartz yesterday, it has the same thing. Remember that amethyst is a variation of a quartz crystal. So there's going to be a little bit of layover between the two. Remember that. So a stone with healing and cleansing powers, so does the quartz crystal. It enhances spiritual awareness. Traditionally, it was worn to prevent drunkenness and has a sobering effect on overindulgence and physical passions, supporting sobriety. It overcomes addictions and blockages of all kinds, used at a higher level. Amethyst opens to another reality. So let me go back real quick. It was worn to prevent drunkenness and has a sobering effect on overindulgence and physical passions. That leads us into the cool story about amethyst. So here's the origin of this gemstone, okay? According to the ancient Greeks, the nymph named forgive me on this pronunciation, all right? Amethystos, amethystos, something like that. You see where it gets its name already. But this was a nymph named Amethystos, maybe. She refused the attentions of Dionysus. I tried pronouncing these before I did it, and I still couldn't get it. So that's why I just went ahead and made the video. Dionysus. So the nymph was named Amethystos. She refused the attentions of Dionysus, the god of wine and intoxication. As he pursued her, she prayed for protection and to preserve her chastity. The virgin goddess Artemis answered her call for help, transforming the nymph into a white or clear stone. quartz crystal. The story ends with Dionysus pouring his wine over the stone, either accidentally or deliberately, dyeing the crystal purple. So if you can imagine a nymph chasing the god of wine and intoxication, prayed for forgiveness, the virgin goddess Artemis answered her call, turned the nymph into a stone that was white or clear, and then the god of wine and intoxication poured his wine over the stone, and then it dyed it purple, which is where we get amethyst. So amethostis, or stos, was turned into a clear stone, and then had wine poured over him, or her, and then became an amethyst. It's a pretty cool backstory, right? Greek story. Like I said, please forgive me on the pronunciation. And it's also important to know that with purple dye being the royal choice in the ancient Mediterranean, the amethyst quickly became associated with wealth and power. It traditionally adorned the robes and crowns of rich and powerful monarchs, being viewed as equal in value to ruby, emerald, and sapphire. Amethyst still holds a place in the halls of power, being worn by church officials in the Church of Scotland, the Angelic Episcopal hierarchies, and the Roman Catholic Church. The British crown jewels include a number of pieces with amethyst, including the royal scepter with the cross, the Kent Dima Parure, and numerous brooches worn by Queen Elizabeth II and other female members of the family. Other royal families have amethyst-studded tiaras and parures in their own collections. Amethyst is the birthstone for February, also, if you did not know that. So, pretty cool, right? It's a pretty cool stone. Leonardo da Vinci once wrote that amethyst holds the power to dissipate evil thoughts and quicken one's intelligence. Healers have been using amethyst to increase their psychic abilities and intuition for centuries. Cross-culturally, this popular gemstone was used as a symbol of peace and unification. It is also thought to evoke feelings of serenity and calmness in those who wear it. Amethyst is often used during meditation to provide an overall sense of spiritual balance. Some naturopaths will use amethyst to help treat insomnia and sugar imbalances and to relieve headaches. Very important stone. It's why it's so popular as well. Also, it comes, let's see if I can find it here. Yep. So amethyst can be found in, now this is naturally, amethyst is found in the United States, Britain, Canada, Brazil, Mexico, Russia, Sri Lanka, Uruguay, East Africa, Siberia, and India. It's found quite a lot of places. I know there's a big, if you're here in America, I know there's a big amethyst mine, at least there used to be in Arkansas. That was a big area for amethyst. This one here actually has the tag, is from Brazil. So this one is from Brazil. And I believe our tumbled stones, I know they were from Brazil and I think Uruguay. I think that's what the two. I know there was two. I'm pretty sure it was Brazil and Uruguay. Very cool stone. I wanted this one to be a little quicker. I tried to get to the point a little quicker. It's got a cool backstory. It's got a lot of beneficial, metaphysical properties and benefits to it. It's another one that, you know, it's a lot of these stones are actually variations of the quartz. This one's one of them. The interesting thing is that amethyst also has variations of itself as well. Off the top of my head, I know chevron is one of them. Amethyst, a chevron amethyst. It's just a little bit different than a regular amethyst. So you have a quartz crystal, and an amethyst is a variation of a quartz crystal, and then a chevron amethyst is a variation of the amethyst, which is a variation of the quartz crystal. So you can get very deep into this, obviously. Like I said, I want to try and make these videos about 10 to 15 minutes long. I know the first two have been pretty long, but they've been important. An overall view of all crystals and stones yesterday was the quartz crystal, which is the most popular and the most important because it's like the granddaddy of them all. But most of these videos I'm going to try to make between 10 and 15 minutes. This one's running right at about 10, so this is about right. Anyways, very important stone. If you're interested in learning more about stones, I encourage you to subscribe and hit the thumbs up button on this video. It helps me out a lot. Share this to people who are interested in stones that need to kind of get that first beginner knowledge so that they feel more comfortable going into a shop to look at stones, because that's what these videos are. These are just scratching the surface on these stones. That's all I'm trying to do right now, just to get people comfortable so that when they go into a stone shop, they don't feel so out of place. They know it's like, okay, this one is for this. This is what I'm looking for. Let me give a feel to these stones. So anyways, I hope everybody has a blessed rest of your Wednesday. Tomorrow, I'm not sure which stone we're going to be doing. Give me a comment if you got a stone you're interested in hearing about. If not, we'll probably just move on down the alphabet to the next one. Like I said, I hope everybody has a blessed day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks.